Trying to be a bit consistent with the old live streamies. Let's try and get that wet. Let's get that wet palette in shot, shall we? Let's get the wet palette in. With that little cheeky light. Right, okay, so some water. Do you like my Lazy Susan? That's what this thing's called. Lazy Susan. Love it. You can even do this. And it doesn't break. I like it. So I brought my Dreadnought, my Terminator in. And there we are. So that is that's free paint, free pencil line, and then painting them in. And I can't say I like that. That was where I was at. So it was pencil and then freehand, but it's too uniform, you know. And then you take this one. This one I've gone too heavy with the Agrax, but I think I prefer that. I also realised that I need to do my paintings a little bit different. In that I should just get like a section of it complete rather than getting bogged down doing the same bit over and over. Like for example on the demons, the straps, I should just like focus on a point and get that sorted. So in saying that, let's start something. What should we work on? Work on a Terminator? Yeah, go on then. So I need some Grace here. That's Corax White. I'll need you, but not yet. Another Corax White. Hang on a second. I got a Grace here around here somewhere. So, just for the record, this is base coated in white, and then the ink I go over with it is this one that I discovered, which is pretty useful. It's the Gryph-Charger Grey. Pretty damn useful little grey that is. What have we got here? Pharisian Grey. Pharisian Grey is the shoulders. I'm going to need that, but I'm still looking for the old Grey Seer. Grey Seer is one of those paints that... Oh, yeah, here, look at this. This is White Scar. You can see it's starting to go naff. Not such a fan of that. I don't know why. I don't know why some pigments do that. Couldn't tell you. I reckon we've got a Grey Seer somewhere here. Oh, hello. What are you? No Grey Seer. Null Oil. Null Oil. We're going to need that one. That we will need in a bit. Just got to crack out this Grey Seer. There's got to be a better way to organise your paints than just throwing them in a bucket like this. There's got to be a better way. I don't have the space for a big fancy stand, so I just throw them in buckets, but it does result in me having to like filter through. Grey Seer, man. I should definitely have one. I should have more than... hello. Celestial Grey? No. If I pre-plat... Grey Seer is in a bit of bad shape, but I got one. Let's go with that. So let's just get on a bit of Grey Seer, and I'm just going to do a little bit of section around the Power Fist, Chain Fist even, and we'll take it from there. Oh, my... have I unplugged my... Oh, okay, so in order to have my Vortex mixer, my Lazy Susan on the go, I've had to unplug my Vortex mixer. So... Oh no, I'm dropping everything. Hang on a second, I'm fluffing this up. Let me just turn that around. Got a little fan here because it gets roasting in this wardrobe. I'm just going to shake the paints for today. I'm not going to worry about vortex mixing. Right, Grey Seer. There we go. So just a generous dollop. That'll do me. Can we see that in shot? Maybe. There we go. I'll add a little bit of water to that. Not too much though, because I'm doing little teeny tiny bits. Okay, there we go. So we're just going to come in here and we're just going to work on this hand. It looks like it's already had a coat, to be honest. Yeah, it definitely looks like it's had a coat. But let's give it another as we're here anyway. Yeah, it really does look like it's had a coat on here. But we can just bring that up, that's fine. This is definitely quite a big brush for the job, but... Should I reposition the light, do you think? Should I have it more, like, right next to me, so it's shining like that? Maybe I should have it more like that. It's right next to my bean, though. No. I think maybe that's right. I think that's what we should do. Okay. These fingers don't really need this. There's a tiny bit of yellow there. I mean, yeah, this already looks all right. I mean, that already looks okay. Well, let's clean up this bit as we've got the grey out anyway. We can use the grey on something else. We don't have to waste it. And also, if you don't already have a wet palette, get one, because you can just increase the length of paints on the palette than just using it from the pot. It's just so much more handy. It's just... It doesn't need it. It looks like it's had a coat. Can you see? Yeah, it looks like it's had a coat. Looks like it's had a coat already. So maybe, just maybe, we go in and highlight those fingers now, because it already looks okay. I think I'm just applying a second coat. It doesn't need it. It's all right already. Yeah, it doesn't need it. Okay, so let's go ahead and grab the old Corax white and let's put in our highlights. Let's do that. And whilst we've got the white, we can use it on... I went white on the other one as well. So we'll do some highlighting instead. Or as well as Corax white, there you go. I am going to use fine detail for this. So let's find my one good fine detail brush. What have we got there? A layer brush. That looks alright, frankly. I'm going to go with the layer. So, a little bit of white. We're just going to go along there. Just go along the line. I found is the easiest. There we go. It already looks a lot better, even just with that little bit. It already stands out way better. Oh, need a little bit more. And also it's still ever so slightly wet, so what's it called? Wet blending, when you mix on the model. Mix the layers on the model. That's all it needs. It really does make a difference. Just that little teeny tiny bit. Now I can see these bits, so I'm going to go along here. Just like that. And I might do this finger behind it as well, because you can, it stands out just ever so slightly. Yeah, totally not in shot, but, and then just a little bit there, a little bit there. I'm going to turn it around, because I always find work away from the point is where, and the thing is, I haven't done an awful lot of edge highlighting, so it doesn't take too long before you start getting semi-okay at it. Yeah, I'm alright with that. Let's do this bit that we've done. Let's try and get a little bit on this. It might still be wet, but again, just ever so slightly there. There we go. That's all it needs. Next to nothing. I might try for that little dot. Oh, I did it. Nice. And in here, I'm just gonna not even worry about it too much. I'm just gonna do just a little line on each bit, like that. That's all it needs. That's all it needs right there. Okay. I could do a little bit underneath on the Power Fist, but you're not gonna see it. You're just not gonna see it. So let's put in on this bit here. These circles are always quite troublesome to do. They're really fiddly. I'll just do a little bit there because I can get away with it. The shoulder pad's going to be a different colour entirely, so I'm not going to worry about that. I could try and go in there. Should we try it? It's probably a bit dicey, but I'm going to give it a whirl. Let's see if we can just get... so I managed to get a tiny bit in. I don't need any more in there. There doesn't need to be any more in that bit. Okay. So Power Fist up to the shoulder. Oh, hang on. We've got some bits here. We can do this bit. Let's do here. And then this one. And just a little flick there. And the same. I'm breaking my own rule here. But it seems I was able to do it. And there's a tiny bit in here, isn't there? You see that? I'm just going to do that as well. Bring that out. Yeah. Okay. Power Fist coming along. Whilst we've got the white, let's... hang on, I'm just going to put this back on Sue's. There you go. Whilst we've got the white, we can finish off the Neurolictor. That's what we can do. So I am going to just finish that off right now. So let's grab this guy. I'm super pleased with it. It's just the white. We've done the white on the head. It's just the rest of the armour. And it doesn't need much. With Nids, they're not the most unforgiving of races. Like Orcs and Death Guard are definitely the top spots for those. But they're probably not far off. Hang on a second. I haven't done the Dawn Yellow. I can see that now. Let's get or should I leave the highlight? Maybe I could just leave that. But I've done the head with some Dawn. I'm going to have to get the Dawn. Hang on. Dawn Yellow. It must be here somewhere. Yeah, here we are. I'm going to have to do it. So, because I've done the head that way, to do the body differently would just do me a disservice. I have to, yeah, I can't not do it. I know it's cutting out one layer, and it's hardly any paint at all to add. But if I don't, I'm not even going to wash this brush. I'm just going to leave it like that. Shouldn't do that really, but it won't take me long to do. Just gonna... Oh, what am I doing? That's stupid to leave the brush like that. Let's just go back to this. So we're not going to do the edge highlight just yet. I'm just going to come in with a little bit of this Dawn Yellow and bring that up. I immediately am happy with my choice not to cut the corner there and get this on. Why is it so watery? It must be still some water when I wipe the brush. Why does that look so bad? There's definitely too much water on the brush, he says, whilst putting more water on the brush. There we go. You seeing that all right, guys? Yeah. Just a little bit. Doesn't need a lot. Yeah, that's fine. I try to leave about 30% of the previous layer. I find myself doing these layers and just totally painting over stuff that was built up previously. I kind of kick myself a little bit about that. Yeah, the dawn was right. I was right to put the... see, case in point, I just did it right there. But I'm not going to go back and fix that. It's just going to be like that now. Just teeny tiny bit. He says whilst applying loads. Right, where are we at? We've done that. We've gone down there. These claws need a little touch. The problem with the Dawn Yellow is I like the colour, but it just... Look at that dirty, great, massive bit of hair on the brush. I should take that off. I should take it off. Hey, I got an actual message. One person, Sora, thank you. Appreciate that. Did you stick around though? But you said cool, that's something, I'll take it, thanks. I was kind of hoping for a bit of chit chat. So the reason I'm doing these streams is because before I just put a movie on and I figured, hang on, so I'm just rewatching these same movies, and if I try and watch anything new, I get hit with ads, and I was like, I've kind of had enough. I've kind of had enough of just having a movie on in the background. So I figured, like, at least doing this provides an opportunity. Yeah, you're still here. At least doing this provides the opportunity to get a little chit chat. You know, you might not always get it, but I figure maybe it's ever so slightly better than a movie. You know, that's my theory. So we've moved down the leg there. So we want to do just ever so slightly there. And then on the other side. There we go. And whilst we're at it, I might move over to the other foot. Just a little bit of Dawn. A little bit of Dawn. So we've got that. We're on this side. Let's do this side of the. Oh, hang on. Let's do the little bits. Let's get those. I don't know about you guys, but I also got really tired of chasing streaming services. I was finding myself like I was turning one off to watch a series or a movie that was on another, and I was like, right, okay, so I've watched that, but there's nothing else I'm really interested in, so I've just paid for this for a month. And then I got sick of it, and I paid for Apple TV specifically to watch what was it, Masters of the Air, Masters of the Skies, and I was like, oh, this is okay, but it wasn't worth tracking down and getting oh, what am I painting? This is a Neurolictor. So it's like a big brain, stealthy little creature, kind of like if it's like a lictor, it's in the vanguard and it just rocks up on its own on a planet. But this one, I guess, has some kind of psychic ability. I mean, I bought it because it's pretty. That's mainly what I buy, and why I buy it is because I like it in some way. I also find that if I look at it online and I'm like, oh, that doesn't look so good, it tends to be better in person. But if I like it online, then in person the model's really pretty. So that's a nice benchmark. If you're like, okay, maybe not online, then you'll probably think it's okay in person. But if you really like it online, in person you'll probably adore it as a model. So and I just like this. I like the pose, frankly. I thought all of this bit here, this leg being up like this, I thought was pretty fancy schmancy. So I just really like it as a model. But I mean, the bar must be quite low because I have so many models that I really like. Another thing as well with painting and doing it on the stream is that I actually sit down and paint them. And I discovered my one coat yellow, I discovered doing it in a video. And I don't think I would have necessarily have explored and discovered that if I hadn't have been doing it in a vid. I just need to do this. I'm going to check the chat in a second. I just noticed that the paint's getting a little bit thick on this brush, so I just want to use the little last bit of it before I wash it. That is very thick. I'm going to wash it now. So how new to the hobby? How new to Warhammer? Man, you're in for a little treat. It is a wonderful hobby, and there's many facets to it of what you do. Primarily, I paint. However, I have had the idea of setting up a live stream where I play, or at least try to play. I think it would be an absolute shambles, but I've kind of I don't know how you are. I have to kind of trick myself into doing things. So how can I explain that? I'm getting off topic, but I'm going to try and learn, and I figure if I combine it with doing it in a stream, then I might actually learn it, because I don't learn so good. So the fact that the rules change so often and there's so many game systems that I'm really interested in seems a bit daunting. I've really messed that one up. I'm just gonna pretend that I didn't make that mistake there. I'm just gonna leave that as it is. I'm sure when it comes to the highlight, it hasn't totally covered the dark bit, but it almost totally blotted it out. I'm gonna leave it. So being new, have you seen anything that you really like? I'm super curious now. Yeah, we can totally have a little chit chat about the hobby. What's caught your eye? What got you interested? I would be very interested to hear what it was that... Was it Space Marine 2? Might have been Space Marine 2. That bit bugs me, but it'll clean up. It'll clean up with some overzealous highlights. I think we are about... Oh, no, we're not. We haven't done the other side of the body. Goblin ones. Okay, so if it's the futuristic one, which is Warhammer 40,000, they're just orcs, space orcs. If it's in Age of Sigmar, they've got a weird name like Gloomspot Gits or something like that, the goblins. I just call them goblins, but there seems to be different types. But in the space version, goblins are called Gretchen, which might be what you're thinking of. But I do collect orcs and goblins in a number of the game systems because I like the lore of orcs and goblins. So if we can find out, you're thinking of the orcs. Are you thinking of the orcs in Warhammer 40,000? If you are, then we can definitely talk about that. Yeah, 40k. Okay, I've got my. Where are my orcs? I've got some. I'm sure I've got some kicking about. So the great thing about orcs is you can paint them any way you like, really, and you can make lots of mistakes and you can have a lot of fun with them. I kind of like imagine them as like little junk herders, and that they just cobble stuff together. Because basically, space orcs have this collective psychic power that if enough orcs believe it, it's a thing. Right? So if they believe it, like one example was they're in a spaceship and an orc was hot, so he wound down the window to let air in, and because they believed that's what he was doing, it didn't expose them to the vacuum of space, but rather their collective psychic power didn't allow it to happen because they all believed it, which I thought was amazing. They also think that blue is lucky, so anything painted blue does better. They think that purple is stealthy, so they find purple things harder to see. And red makes things go faster, which it's just, I just really like it. Hang on, I'm gonna find my orcs. Hang on, I'm pretty sure I've got them. I'll just make sure this dawn is finished. This dawn yellow, and I'll grab them. I'm sure they're just on the shelf right next to me. It's just this bit, isn't it? It's just this bit here. Let me find them for you. So, but also I've got a bit lost with my orcs. I've got a bit intimidated by them because you can go any way you want with them, and I felt like I had a little bit too much choice. Right, I'm going to find these orcs. I don't need to go anywhere. I'm sure. So I eat a shed load of Turkish yogurt, right? So all my models are in. Basically, they're all in Turkish yogurt pots. So it's like I like Turkish yogurt, but it also helps me in the hobby. So it's like win-win for me, really. Oh, they're definitely here somewhere. I know they are. Hang on, bear with me. I definitely have them here. Yeah. Here, okay, right. Yeah. So I'm sure there's a killer can in here somewhere. I want to show you finished ones though. Hang on. Oh, right, okay. So here's one. So this space orc is like, he represents all of my I magnetized him. So hang on, let me just break off the extra magnets. So here he is. So this is my orc, right? Here he is. There's my orc. So he's in Mega Armor, which is equivalent to Terminator Armor. So he's a bit of a hunky chunky. Now normally this gun arm is on one of these, but I really like these pincers. So what I did was, if I have it in a game, I might have to take it off and put it on like this. So I put a magnet in there so he could be like that if I needed to. But I've also magnetized that side. But then what I did is I didn't like his leg, so I cut off one of his legs. You can see this is the normal leg here, and I cut off and put in this robot leg. So he's got like one robot leg and one regular leg. And then on the back, what I did, I wanted it more chunky, so I found this big bit of pipe and I just glued it to the back, and then I've just yammed a load of green stuff in just to make it look like a rusty pipe on the back. So, and in the face, the head is actually the wrist of one of the arms. So he's just got this full metal head, but it's not actually his head, it's actually just a wrist part of one of the arms. So, and then what I do is, to make sure that I magnetize all my models the same way, I use this guy as like the reference. So I have my stack of magnets and I store him like this. So I know when I'm gluing magnets, if the arm attaches to this guy, I've done it the right way. So he's my like go-to orc guy. But yeah, I really like my orcs. They can be so fun, but I went for junk guy, and I really enjoy like painting the details, like these little squares and stuff. I really enjoy doing these. And again, you can get a lot of practice with orcs because they don't have to be perfect. Like, look up here, these white and red bits, they're not perfect, but you get to try it, and if it doesn't work out, you can just say orcs, you know. So yeah, there's one of my orcs. I got some killer cans somewhere, but you get the gist. That's one of my Mega Armor orcs done. I haven't done the others, but I really like orcs. I think they're just like really fun. But you can go any way you want with orcs. It's really good. And they loot loads of stuff. They like steal other people's stuff. So you can just have lots of fun with them. They're just really silly. They're just really silly and really fun. But they can be serious too. It's entirely what you want to do with them. Right, so we've done the Neuro Tyrant. Should we get back to doing the highlights? And then this one's done. It's just a little rock that I've got to do. And then we can go from there. Have you decided on... you like the orcs. Have you decided on what you want to buy for orcs? What you want to get first? Man, I'm so curious about this now. Because with orcs, for me, I kind of got a little bit indecisive. I didn't know if I wanted to go vehicles or what first. And I went for the Mega Armor ones because I absolutely adore Terminators and chunky armor. So I kind of just went for that. But what did you do? What did you go for? I'm just going to highlight this whilst I'm waiting for the message. See like this edge highlighting, it's not, I'm not being super precise, because also Tyranids, they're organic, you know, so you can't be super neat with them. I've painted Nids too neat, and like my Norn Emissary, he's too neat, and I have to kind of redo it because I've gone too neat with that. But they are aliens, and it took me ages to come up with this color scheme. And I just figured I wanted to paint in bright colours because I think you have to be better to paint in bright colours than in dark. And I was just like, you know what, bright colours, they're aliens, you know, so that's fine. They can just be bright. That's what I figured. Right, this is where I messed up before. So if I can get this edge highlight in just right, I can kind of hide that a little bit. There we go. Whee. So not yet. Yeah, now the only downside with... So, Warhammer's really pricey, right? It's like crazy pricey. So I kind of collect what I can get my hands on cheap. I don't necessarily buy something specific. There are exceptions to that. I do buy some things specifically, but for the most part, I just buy what I can get relatively cheap, and then paint that. If you're still with me, can I ask where in the world you are? Because I've had an idea. And that is, maybe I have some cheap orcs kicking about that you could just buy off me, and then you could get started. America. Yeah, America. Okay, that's not possible. Then I can't get over to you. Postage in the States is really difficult. I've only got one friend from the States at the moment. He's from Phoenix, and he's what was he? He's an ex-Navy, I think it's Navy SEAL, and I like poking fun at him, saying that I can outshoot him and out wrestle him. I can't. I'm in terrible shape, but I really enjoy the fact that he could just completely beat me up, and I like teasing him about it. It's just fun. He's such a nice guy, but yeah, completely trained killer. But he's just really nice to hang out with, though. So I don't let that get to me. I've got a bit overzealous with those highlights. Does the tail still look okay? You know what? I think it does. I think I'm super... I'm so pleased. This guy has been entirely painted on videos and on streams, and I've realised that I can talk and paint, which is... It's amazing that I can do that now, I figured, because I could do it with playing the games, but I can also do it with the painting. And what's weird is, like, I'm not even really fully there with the painting. And like, I'll finish this stream and I'll be like, oh yeah, let's have a look at what I've actually managed to get painted. It's a strange feeling. It's a strange one, but But it's super nice. Should I paint an orc? So I've got orcs in Mega Armor. I got some killer cans. I got a plane that I broke apart. So I wanted to make these things called grot tanks. Now grots are like little Gretchen, but they have like little baby tanks. And I really like the idea of little baby tanks, to be honest. I think that's enough highlighting on that. So that's done, that's done. A little bit there. Just tiny bits on these. Tiny bit on this. I love painting models, but I also like chatting. It's just, it's just so nice. What else can we... So you're going to go with orcs. What else could I tell you? The issue with orcs is that you need a lot of numbers to get them on a board. So if you ever wanted to play, it might be quite an expensive endeavor. The issue is getting the army up initially, but then just adding to it, it becomes less expensive. But I look at it in terms of how many times I'd go to the suit. Well, I mean, I wouldn't go to the cinema because I don't do well around people. But if I did, I'd spend what is it, about €20 on the cinema ticket? And so I figure if I went to the cinema 3 times, that's kind of like a model, and then a model kit will definitely last me more than a movie, and then I will also have something at the end of it that I can look at and enjoy. No worries. Yeah, no worries at all. Yeah, you go. That's fine. Thanks for taking the time to chat, actually. Really appreciate you typing. It's way more fun to have someone to chat to. I don't mind just sitting and painting. I will do. But it's also nice to have a little bit of conversation too. So yeah, take care. PA's an amazing game. Just a little bit here. I feel like we're pretty much there. Do I even need to worry about the others? Would you even realise that I haven't done a little bit of edge highlighting on them? I mean, I'm done. It's done, isn't it? That's highlighted. I kind of went a little bit more on the other side. It's done. Yeah, I don't need to edge highlight that anymore. That is totally there. So what have we got left now? Just the rock and the base. Now, my other nids are just the texture mush. I have no idea where that is. So let's pop you back on there, and we can think about... Oh, we've got grey. Here, I know what we do. So, all I'm going to do is I'm just going to take the grey sear that we've already got. There. It's still dry. Still wet, sorry. And I'm just going to do the rock grey sear, and I'm just going to wipe a wash over it. There is some organic material though, so I should really do something with that. But let's just paint a little bit of... Oh, I mean, like, well, I base coated it in grey sear, so I shouldn't have to even do this. Maybe I don't even need to do this. Maybe leaving the other colours on is quite nice. I might just put a tiny bit on here. Just a little bit. Okay, so we just have to wait for that rock to dry, and we just get some ink on that, and that will be done. I'm so pleased with that. What a beauty. What a beautiful little model that is. Right, you just dry, you hang out there. So we go back to our power fist. Is that the one we're doing? Why does that one look so much messier? Ah, no, because it's not the one we're doing. Here we are. There's our Terminator. So maybe, just maybe, we should... Oh, I'm spoilt for choice. Demon. Where's my demon? I'll do that. This one. So we can fix this guy's face. So he's got a little bit of white on his face from where I was trying to get the pupil, but I didn't manage to get the other pupil. And I know we've got a white paint going on. We've got some white paint on our palette. So let's just grab that. Is that the white? Yeah, that's the white. And let's see if we can get in and get that pupil. This might be a bit of a toughie. Eyes are really difficult. But if I can just get that and not anything else... Huh. Turns out I can. I got the eye. Well, that worked out really well. The other eye has some white on it, but I reckon I can get a little bit of a smidge more on it. Just to bring that out ever so slightly. I nailed it. I managed to get the eyes. Was that in shot? No, it wasn't. Right, let's get some reds on that. Does anyone fancy just paying me at my Lazy Susan a compliment? I have to say, it was a completely unnecessary spend. I just really wanted a Lazy Susan. But, you know, now I have one. Corn red, that's fine, but I need something lighter. What have we got here? It's going to be corn as well. I need a lighter red. That's orange, no. I just need... No, it's an ink. I just need, like, Evil Suns. Is it Evil Suns red? Mephisto. That's not much brighter. I definitely have a red somewhere. Where's that other pot? Yeah, let's try that one. Ah, here we go. Evil Suns. Yeah, Evil Suns red. There we go. That's bright enough. I'm going to go with that one. So now, equally patiently, I'm going to touch up the red around the eyes without going on the eye. So I'm still using a layer brush. I don't know if layer means fine detail. I think they've changed the names. But we're just going to have a teeny tiny bit on the brush. And all I'm going to do is go over the whites on that face. So let's just clean that up, basically. I'm not going to go over it with an ink. I'm just going to... All I'm going to do is, if the face is a little bit lighter, it's fine. I just want it to be... You know what? I might put a little bit of ink on here. Maybe. Just for those tiny... little recesses. If I'm careful, I could get an ink on there. I might do that. I mean, I kind of like the idea of having war paint. I've still got some Savage Orcs that I've not painted. They would need war paint on, and I kind of feel like I want to do that, but I'm worried that I'll mess it up. But I feel like I might need to jump in on those ones. There we go. I mean, you wouldn't know that that face was covered in white paint necessarily, would you? You just see the eye. I mean, the line... Hey, Schmitters. Which red alert, Schmitters? Which red alert? Because if it's red alert 2, great. But if you're playing red alert 3, then we're gonna have to talk about that. We're gonna have to give you a stern talking to. No, 3's good. Just I didn't like the Japanese faction. I thought they were a bit iffy. But I mean, the blimps, the Russian blimps were, what are they called? Kirov? Yeah, Kirov reporting. I love those. They were pretty good. Not so much of an effective weapon, but they were good. The V2 rocket I found was more viable. Yeah, well, that makes sense. I'll play you, Schmitters. I'll quite happily pick it up. I think I would still, even though I haven't played in ages, I reckon I could give you a run for my money. Once I remember the unit types, I reckon I could. I don't think I'd beat you, but I could get you sweating. And isn't that what you want from a game? You want an opponent who keeps you guessing. There's a little bit of grey just there. I'm just going to get rid of that. Alright, yeah. So that eye is a bit sticky outy. It's a little bit of a big old bug eye. I need to just close that up ever so slightly. No, that looks a lot better. Let's have a look. What do you think to those eyes? I think they're alright. Yeah, I think they're alright. We have to find the time, Schmitters. We really need to find some time where we can sit down. We have to set aside some actual time to play. As long as we start, as long as we can manage starting as soon as I get on and log on, I can play. But if we get on and we get sidetracked, as I always do, not by anyone else but by my own mind, then yeah, if I can stay on track, we could get a couple of games in. I'm sure other people have the red alerts. I'm sure we could get enough people together for that. Okay, so that's face sorted. I'm gonna put an ink on it, and I'm gonna put an ink on it now. Actually, I'm gonna go with Null Oil. Oh, multiplayer is tough to set up. Ah, well, screw that then. If it's a pain, it has to be simple, doesn't it? Right, let's see if I'm going to mess this up or whether or not this is going to really help me. Just need to get those details, those recesses to stand out a little bit. So I'm being super careful not to go into the eye socket itself. Yeah, I'm happy with that already. And it's not even a lot of ink. Yeah, that's better. I should have done the teeth whilst I was there. But the eye still looks a little bit sticky outy. I'm going to put in tiniest bit of ink. Oh, it's alright. They look like demon eyes. Yeah, it's fine. Okay, face done. There's those white recesses there. They need an ink, but that can't be... It's got to be Agrax. It can't be Null Oil. I have to go Agrax Earthshade. I need an Agrax. Bingo, there we go. Okay, so we can fix that hair either side of the eyes. These little white recesses here. Can just fix these bits. See them? Either side of the head. All I'm gonna do is just put, but you can, bugger, I'm gonna need a brown on it. Any brown, literally, at this point. I'll just take a little bit of Xandri dust here. And then it's gonna have to dry before I wash it, so let's just put that in there. I'm not even going to be too worried about it, as long as I don't completely go over the face or head. Just to bring that white down will do it. There we go. That's all it needs. You wouldn't even know looking at that was originally white. Okay. Oh, goodies. Let's get out some metallics, shall we? Let's find some Retributor. What is it? Retributor Gold? I've got some Balthazar Gold, but that's not bright enough. I need that Retributor. If I don't find it, I'm not going to be too worried about... hello. There it is. So, metallics are super easy. So this shoulder pad right here, all it is on here, that's Leadbelcher, the silver, and I'm just going to put the gold on the top, go over it with Null Oil, you're done. That's it. That's all it needs if you're going to paint with metallics. And I was trying to do non-metallic metallics. I've got some really bright yellows that would try to be non-metallic, and it sort of works on some, like some Chaos Space Marines, but on others, like my Sanguinary Guard, it doesn't work. So I've gone back to metallics because they're also really nice and quick, and I bought a can of Leadbelcher and I've used it to spray my first ever Iron Warriors, and I'm kind of enjoying how easy they are, how quick they are to do. What I will do is, once I've put on this gold, I think I might grab one of them out and show you just how quick. I'm also going to do the hazard stripes on the shoulders. I've been doing them with tape, and currently I did it with 3mm, and the stripes look a bit big, so I bought a 2mm strip. This is 2mm. This is 2mm stripes right here. You see that? That's 2mm tape, and I really like that length, that width. But the 3mm was what I first thought I'd need. But I think we can do that actually. I'm going to crack out. I'll crack out 10 Iron Warriors, and we'll see if we can't make some inroads on those. You don't even have to be super neat with this gold, as long as you don't like bleed over onto something that's not metallic, like the flesh or something. You can just, because the ink does so much of the work. I don't even know if they call it an ink. Do they call it an ink or a wash? I couldn't even tell you, but I call it an ink, but it's probably a wash. There, that's it. That's what it's very red in that recess. That's very red. Okay, so I've totally gone over there. You see that? I've gone over. I'm going to try and clean that up a little bit. There we go. Just wipe it off a little bit. You won't notice it. You won't notice that mistake. To be honest, the camera was out of focus when I made the mistake, so I'm not even sure you'd necessarily see that. I think I am going to put a little bit just under here. Just a little bit like that. Just for me, no one else. I never check the underside of other people's models. I think it's a bit rude. It's like you're looking for a problem. Right, that shoulder pad's done. Let's get the old, what are they called? Iron Warriors. Let's find those. I'll show you those. On you go. Lazy Susan. Where would they be? They are in a container like this. So here's my Terminators. I got these from the Age of Darkness box set, but I assembled some like this and some like this. So I've got a weird number of them, and I don't know what possessed me to do that, but they're not the ones I want to paint. I want to paint these ones. So I'll show you a 3mm stripe. That's a 3mm stripe right there. It's all right. I really liked it at first, but now I'm not so sure about a 3mm stripe for shoulder pads. Let's get 10. 1, 2, 3. Do I have 10 here? So I've got 10 in various condition. That one's a little further along. That's about done, apart from eyes. Super simple to do. But the stripes, I've already done the stripes on 2. I kind of feel like I should commit to that and just have one 10-man with the 3mm stripes. I think that's what I'm going to do. I've got 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, there is 10 in here. Okay. There we go. We got 10. So let's see if we can try and get a little production line going here with this one. I will put them... I guess I should put them on the Susan. Or near the Susan. So, most done is there. Where should I put you? Most done is there. That's the most done. So I'll pop you on, and then what I'll do is I'll pick them up as I go. So they're in various stages. I was trying pink undercoat first to make the yellow more yellow. It doesn't really work out. This one's striped but not washed or anything. So should we do shoulder pads first? Build up the yellows? I guess we'll build up the yellows first. Right, I'm going to show you my revolutionary yellow. So what you need is your choice of yellow and the old Casadora yellow shade, right? Oh, it's called a shade. It's not an ink or a wash, it's a shade. I was wrong on both of those. And the palette, we went for the yellow, we went for the Flash Gits yellow, but I'm going to go Phalanx yellow this time. I'm going to go for the brighter yellow, because the Flash Gits, once the wash goes on, it does look a little bit flat. So let's put on the Phalanx. I'm going to go ahead and assume I'm going to do 8 shoulder pads now, so I'll put a little bit more on. Okay. So first one up, we're going to paint over this purple. I'll just open my wash. And then we're going to put on, in the center, we're going to put on our yellow, like so. And then we're going to use the wash to water it out. And there's something about the extra pigment that allows it to get the coverage in one go. Can you see that? That's one coat. As long as I don't go too much with the liquid so it doesn't blob, which is not what I want. And I think this one will blob. I think I'm right on the edge of some blob. I'm not even gonna, if I go in the lines on these 2 blocks here, it's not so bad because the ink will go into those recesses, but also it's like a nice opportunity to get a bit of practice. If you fluff it up, you fluff it up. It's not so bad. See that yellow? Look, that's one coat of yellow. It is blobbing a little bit. I'm going to try and spread it out a bit more. If I can just get that bit done. There we go. So that's about as smooth as you're going to get. One coat though. One coat. Oh, I love it so much. It's rare that I discover something all by myself and don't read about it or watch it, but it does sometimes happen. Underside again, never going to check it. Don't need to worry about it too much, but there we go. So that's one. We'll see how that one dries. One coat. So that's one coat on purple, I might add. So that should have been a lot easier. This is going to be one coat on a mucky yellow. So this yellow I did. This is where I was kind of testing out to get the hang of it. But I want to bring this up to a way brighter yellow. So again, we're going to go dollop in the middle. Take some ink. And that's it. That will spread out nice. I can't get over that. I'm sure you could do it with other colours as well and get better coverage. So you could do it with grey. Oh, you could do it with greys. What about grey sear and that, I'm going to say Gryffindor grey ink. What if you could do that? I don't know, maybe grey's too light. Maybe you bring your grey down too much. But then again, yellow's bloody bright. So if it doesn't bring the yellow down noticeably, then maybe you could do it with grey. Maybe I could do it on my Terminators. Maybe we need to give this a test. Maybe I'm going to have to test that. Do that bit. This bit in here. Na, 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 na. And then just this lip, I think. I think just this bottom bit. Yeah, I'll just do this. Just for personal preference. Right. Now that we've done that, let's try it with a grey. I'll put you over there. I already love the... Oh, I love the friggin' yellow one coat. Right, let's grab a Terminator and try it. So, let's work on the one we've been working on, which is you. You're a bit mucky. No, it's not. No, it's not you. It's... Who is it? Who's got the highlights? It wasn't the Chain Fist. Can't even see my own edge highlights. Oh, it is the Chain. It is this one. It is the Power Fist. Right, let's try it. So, we've got our grey sear right here. So we're going to take a blob of that. And then we're going to add the grey ink that I use. And we're going to see if we get complete coverage. Let's have a look. Grey sear, on you go. And then the ink is right here. This is the ink. Gryphincatcher Grey. So let's try it. So, shin guards. The shin guards are normally always a big problem for coverage. They get a bit streaky. So we've got a shin guard here. It's in grey sear. But you can see that I've gone over it with the grey wash and there's some stains. So let's whack that on and then take the ink in much the same way we do that with the other one and just mix that on. It does change the grey. It does make it a lot darker. But will it make it streaky is the question. That is significantly darker than I would like, though. You can see that that is way, way darker. But it does go on in one coat, and it isn't looking... Why do I think like you can just do this with water and it will work as well? Why am I using a wash to do this? Maybe this is just me learning to like thin my paint. But for some reason I'm convinced the pigment does something. So that's one smooth coat. You can see it's blobbing down here though. It's definitely blobbing there. So I need to try and reduce that blob. It looks smooth though. It's a smooth coat. One smooth coat. That, oh, I mean, it's nice. I kind of like it. Let's do the other leg. Let's just do it with what I've got left on the brush. And if I feel like the other one's blobbing, I can just take off some of that excess and use it on the other leg. Let's just do the knee as well. Now it's mixed in. It actually, the grey doesn't actually look so bad. It's going to blob there though. You can see that it's bulging. It wants to blob in that recess. So I'll just take off that extra. I don't want it to blob. But if it does blob, it just looks like damage anyway. It will just look like it's got a bit of damage on it. So it's not the end of the world if it does. I mean, they've cleaned up right nice. Yeah, they have. They've cleaned up really nice. I think we're onto something there. It could just be that I've learned to thin my paints. It could very well be that. It looks alright. But it is darker. Got a little bit of a puzzle there. Okay, but in theory, now looking at it away from the camera, it does look okay. It is definitely a little bit darker. It could... We could do it on the shins. On any big flat surface we could do it, and it would be fine. So maybe... maybe for the big flat surfaces, that's the way to go. I think I might do wide areas like that and have it as a slightly darker grey, but the fact that it can be that smoother coverage compared with... So this is multiple coats. See that leg? That's multiple coats. Can you see the texture of the brushes? And you can still see the colour coming through. It's a big difference. It's a big difference in consistency. Right, that's how I'm doing legs from now on. Any big flat surface is going to be like that. Speaking of which, let's do another shoulder pad. Yellow. Phalanx yellow. We don't have a whole heap of it left, but enough for one more. So it goes darker initially. What it is once it's spread out, it's okay. Oh, that's a lot of potential blobbing. I kind of, if one blobs, it's going to be quite nice because I can show you how it goes and what it does. Oh, that's definitely a blob right there. I've got to take some of that excess off. That's way too much. I've got to take some off. That is... There's a difference between getting a blob and not knowing it, but compared with seeing a blob and not doing anything about it. Yeah, it's okay. Let's go in, do this bit. Ah, they're so pretty, but they're going to be 3 mils. I'll do the 10 with 3 mil tape, and then I can do the next 10 and thereafter with the 2 mils, and I can live and learn. That's what I can do. Just going to wash that and get a little bit more phalanx. Schmitters, are you still with me? Or you're playing Red Alert. Of course you're not. You're concentrating on your tactics. Then it would be nice if there was a way to share images. Okay, if I could see if you could send me like a screenshot and show me what you're up to, and I was able to see it whilst being in the stream. I mean, I'm just in the stream on my phone, but I just don't know if that's viable. Yeah, don't worry about it, Schmitters. Just enjoy the soothing sound of my voice, Schmitters. Hey, Schmitters, I need to ask you something, right? How possible would it be? So I'll take you as an example. Say, like, I had a bit of money and I wanted to buy you a pizza. Is there a way of doing it without me looking like a shady piece of crap trying to get your address? Is there a way that I could order you a pizza? The only way I could think of is if I PayPal'd someone the price of the pizza, but then they could just spend it on anything but pizza. Is there a way to order pizza to someone's house? Like, if I got... Say where you're from, there's an app for ordering takeout. Could I get the app myself and then get it sent? No, because I'd have to know your address. There's got to be a way without knowing someone's address where you can just gift them a takeout meal. I feel like there is. I just don't know. Oh, you got an idea? Okay, what is it? I am curious now. That needs a little bit more ink. It's tough, isn't it, Schmitters? I don't think there's a way you can do it without sounding like you're fishing for addresses. I don't think there's an idea. I don't think there's a way, and it kind of sucks a little bit because I'd quite like to order people takeout. I like the idea of that, you know? Because, yeah, you could just give someone some cash, you know, it's fine. But if they're enjoying a meal, they'll be like, oh, yeah, free meal. Lovely. That's nice. Nice thing. I don't know. Something about it appeals. But I don't think there's a way to get around the address issue. That's probably the weakest one I've done so far. But I'll take it. It's... Well, maybe I can just fix it a little bit there. I'm just going to put on a tiny bit more ink. Oh, that's loads of ink. Just a tiny bit more. Proceeds to apply. Absolutely shed loads. Leave it alone, table. That's fine. It's okay. That is fine. Just leave it alone. It's alright. Number 4. I've only got 4 more. I'm halfway. And this one, look, this one looks pretty good, frankly. I'm just going to use what I've got on the brush just to touch that up. Doesn't really need any more on that. Maybe a little bit on that underside is a bit of a mess. What I was hoping to do as well was to sit down and do a bit of painting before the stream started, but I think that I don't think I need to. I think having multiple different models to choose from as to what to paint, I think really really helps with keeping me engaged, because you can kind of trail off. I think with streaming you can like lose interest if not much is happening, but I can just pick up a different model and work on that. And what's great as well is that the new Eurolictor is actually done, and that's the first model done entirely in either in video or in stream, and that's kind of amazing. And it's turned out, I really like how it's turned out. It's a really enjoyable looking model. Just got to do the base and the stone, and that one's done. Speaking of stone, actually, I kind of want to do that in the stream. This yellow, we know it works with grey, we know it works with yellow. Reds it will work with. I've got a red ink, I can do reds. There's something about this wash and the pigment, something about it. One coat yellow. Man, I freaking love me some one coat yellow. Feel free to take this idea, pass it off as your own. I found it, and I know that I found it, so that's all I need. But if you want to take this idea and be like, hey, I invented this, you go ahead. I don't mind that at all. You can. You don't. I don't need no credit. Go ahead and do that. Impress all your friends. I don't need the credit at all. I'm just pleased that I found it, actually, because it's really making these shoulder pads really enjoyable. Right, 2 more left. Easy. Got enough paint left on the palette. Blob in the middle, and then a bit of pigment, bit of wash. Wait, it is wash, right? No, shade, a bit of shade. Oh, there's definitely a hair in there as well. Dang it, I'm not going to be able to get that out. Hey, here's a question. Schmitters, are you still here? If not, don't worry. But my question is, so there's a Steam autumn sale going on right now. Does Steam just basically have a sale every season now? I seem to recall a spring and summer sale. Do they just do it every season? That wasn't always the case, was it? Kind of feel like they only had the one winter. But it feels like there's more now. Feels like they do it every season. But why not? I mean, Steam. I can only imagine how much Steam money they get sell. Steam money make money, lots of money. Steam make money on the Steam. I use Steam and it makes the money. It makes money, company, business, Steam monies, Steam sales, winter, spring, the other ones. Steam monies. Max sale is 50%. It's basically just normal now. It's just the norm. Yeah. Well, there's something incredibly satisfying about buying a 90% off game that actually is good. It's rare. I haven't bought a game in some time. I'm going to be honest with you. I haven't. I've thought about Sons of Forest because it's really cheap, and then there was another one that was just $3.99. What was that? That was $3.99. What was it? Ah, I can't remember. But it was on my Steam homepage, and I was like, oh, $3.99. I could. What was it? I can't remember. I am interested in that create your own Drug Empire one. What is it? Something. Oh, I can't even remember what it's called. But it's kind of got kind of goofy graphics. But apparently it's really, really good. Apparently it's a fantastic game. Let's pop you down. I really like my own warriors. I was stuck. I assembled all of these Marines from my Age of Darkness box, and I was like, I'm never going to paint them. I'm not going to have it in me to want to do this many Marines. But now, they've become really interesting to me. Now I'm doing the Iron Warriors. So that's really nice. I've also got some other bits as well. And I've finally got my hands on the Saturnine box, but I can't open it yet. I've bought it, and it's on its way, but I can't open it yet. Because I've had to start giving myself little challenges. Because the way my brain works, I've kind of got to give myself challenges to motivate myself to do anything. So I can't open the box until I complete the challenge, which is going to be a bit iffy. But if I do it, it will be quite satisfying. Do you have to do that? I don't know anyone else who has to trick themselves into doing anything. Schedule 1, yes, that's the one. That's it, Schmitters. That's exactly right. Schedule 1. Yeah, it interests me, but I haven't seen it on the 90%. Oh, bugger. Ah, I really want to get that bit of yellow off the arm. Can I get it before it dries? Near enough. Near enough. Oh, I can. Huh. Sorry, I was just checking my messages during the stream. Yeah, I'm just not going to pay attention to the stream anymore. I'm just gonna check my phone instead. I do want to try and play. I feel like I'm going to have to go Necromunda or what's the other one? Kill Team, and go smaller first. I think that's what I'm going to have to do. But I kind of want to play the big games as well. I don't know how it's going to work, because if I'm playing it, I'm going to be playing it like here, so it's not a whole heap of space. So that's why I think it might have to be something smaller. But I am seriously tempted to try a game. I'm leaning Necromund. I've done all the shoulder pads. Oh great! Let's do the rock on this. So that grey seer is definitely dry. So we have some alien gubbin juice there. So I'm just gonna go purple ink and Agrax Earthshade. So let's get them lined up so they bleed into each other a little bit. There we go. I'll use this one. Hang on. I'm gonna go Volpus Pink and Agrax, and then I'm just gonna leave the rock like that, and that's it. That's what I'm gonna do on the rock. So nice generous dollop of pink. And we're just going to do this bit like this. Not even going to be terribly careful with it. Not all the stone, but just the alien-y bits. That's enough. Any on the other side, a little bit. So we just go to the pink. As long as I don't get the model too much, it'll be fine. I'm just going to do that bit. I know I painted over that bit earlier, but yeah, that's all it needs. And then I'm just going to dip it, crack open the Agrax real quick, and then do the stone, and it's done. Not even going to fully wash that brush. Let it bleed over. There we go. A little bit under there. A little bit there. And then just the other side, does it need any? No, not really. I might whack a bit there just to break it up a bit, but let's just check the underside. So there is a tiny little recess all the way in there. I don't know if you can see it, but I'm going to try and just do that. That worked out pretty well. And that's the stone. That's all I'm going to do with the stone. I think that looks just fine, frankly. I don't think we need to worry about that too much. So it's just the lip of the base, which is just a bad and black, and the top stuff, which is the gloop, which I don't even know where it is or what it's called. I'll have to look into that and find it. But I'm not overly concerned about doing the base so much for that. Right, where are we at? So we got the tape. I haven't done any tape today. You know? I haven't taped anything. I think I'm going to do some tape. Let's grab out a Terminator. So I think I'll tape this. Although this Power Fist has a bit of a patchy bit in the middle, so I'm going to top up the yellow. I might end up doing a shoulder pad of the Iron Warriors instead. Let's just pop that on. A little bit more paint. Bring that. So this glove was done with the flash kits, but now I'm going over it with the phalanx and the wash, just to bring that up. What I should do is arrange this so that I know the position I'm in lets the camera focus on the model. That's what I should look into, like find the right position, because if I'm too close it's just going to not focus. I say that whilst moving it really close and it focuses just fine. But I feel like maybe there's like a prime, like an optimal angle, optimal distance. Yeah, okay, that immediately looks better. Alright, fine. Fine, you can stay. Power Fist done, Power Fist done. You've got a sword, Chain Fist. There you go, let's pop you back on. I friggin' love my Lazy Susan, man. Having that in the stream is just so much fun. Having that just I get to get a little peek at it, watching the models go around. It's just my little workbench. Schmitz, have you won your game yet? Tell me you've won. What faction are you playing as? And who are you playing against? And is it a skirmish or is it a level? I'm guessing it's campaign level based on what you were saying. That is if it's even Schmitters in here. He's probably not hearing the conversation. He did say that he wasn't hearing the conversation. So I think I'm talking to myself. But that's okay. Oh, Schmidt! Soviet campaign, doing one more mission. So that would suggest that you've already completed multiple missions today. By the way you're saying that. Would that be a fair assessment? I'm totally nailing the fine detail hits on these. Oh, the chain blade. There we go. That's so yellow now. That's amazing. Yeah, let that dry. Wow, on you go. Right, let's now oil that demon shoulder pad. So this guy is done, right? I don't think he necessarily needs to be on the Lazy Susan, because he's just a base at this point. Maybe I should just do the base. So what I was thinking for the base is just, you know, because obviously Corn Demon, Blood for the Blood God, I was just thinking of doing the base with a red wash. So maybe we should just do that. Maybe we should get him promoted off of the Lazy Susan. Here we go. Contrast, Blood Angels red. Okay, that's what we're going to go with. So let's see if we can get someone off the Susan, because then we can bring someone else on. Just Blood Angels red. That's what I'm going to do. I mean, what else would you want from a Corn Demon? Like, that's all you need. Just, I could obviously break it up a little bit with another red. Maybe I should do that. Get another red ink on here. Like, what is it? Doomfire Magenta? I think I have that as well. Red base, why not? Why not red base? I'm not sure how I feel about that little mould dot on the base in the middle, but I guess it's right between the legs. You won't necessarily see it looking for it. I mean, if you were looking for it, I guess if you were looking for it, you'd see it, but I have to say, just doing red ink, I kind of like it. Oh, there's a bit there. I need to get in and do that bit. I'm not going to worry if it splashes up on the legs a little bit too much, because, you know, it's blood, so, you know, it's splishy splashy, so if a little bit goes on the model, I'm not going to worry about that too much. Oh. There we go. For some reason it's not adhering in certain areas. I don't know why. If it does continue to not adhere, I'll paint it a little bit red and then go over it with a wash. I mean, yeah, I think it works. I do think it works. Now let's keep you way away from other bases so you don't get them red. On you go. I want to tape a shoulder pad. Which one did I do first? Could I get away with doing one? Let's see. Let's have a look at you. You're a little wet still. I'm going to hold off on those. I feel like I'm jumping the gun. What could I do tape-wise? I need something. Let's do the shoulder pad. Let's show you the shoulder pad. So here we are. So we went Retributed Gold, Leadbelcher, not particularly neat. And all I'm going to do is just go over it with Null Oil, and I'll show you how it comes out. Comes out a real treat. Absolute treat. So that's it. That's all you do, and it just works. It works really well, and it doesn't even matter if you put too much on. You can take it off easy enough, or just leave it on and it's a little bit darker. As long as it goes into the recesses and doesn't like bulge out. I might take a little bit off there, but that's it. That's all it is. It just brings down the shine. I'm not doing this on camera. Just brings down the shine ever so slightly. I'm going to take that bit off. Any red on that top lip, I'm just going to say is blood. There you go, and that's it. Look at the difference. It's just so easy. I'm going to do the axe whilst I'm here. It's just so easy. You don't even have to be super careful with it, really. There you go. Sorted. I mean, it's just so helpful. I really want to get rid of that a little bit there. And this is the problem though. You see where it's blobbing, it's pooling there? I'm not a fan of that look. I have to admit, I'm not a fan of that at all. Just a tiny bit more, and I would say that X head is done. It's a really simple way of doing it. I'd like to be able to paint non-metallic metals, but I feel like to do that you have to spend an awful lot of time on each model, and I'm just not willing to spend that much time on a single model. I mean, maybe a Primarch, maybe, but I feel I'm going to have to start painting Primarchs soon. I've got one ready to go, but I'm just super intimidated by the Primarchs. But I mean, that's fine. Let's be honest, that is fine. That, oh, horn's cone is not the right colour. It's still white. I need to paint that. So let's do that whilst we're here. So we need the old Zandri dust. Tiny bit of Zandri. Oh, but I've got to let it dry before I'm going to have to let it dry. Well, at least it's on the way. At least it's on the way. So let's just do that. Oh, this brush is a little bit watery. Ah, oh, bugger. No, it's not going to get the coverage. It's wet. Hang on. Let's try that again. Sup. Zum zum. Zum 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 zum. And then once the Agrax goes on, you wouldn't know. You wouldn't know that that was repainted. It will blend right in with the rest. Maybe I definitely think there's, for the next time, I'm gonna tweak the angle of the camera. I think there's probably a better position to sit in to do this and get it on camera, because I keep, no, you're fine. But in dropping you, I've noticed that these bits are not done. So the question is, do I have enough paint on the brush just to do those bits? Oh, that went really over. I got to try and mess that up a bit. Okay. Yeah, that's alright. I'm going to leave those. Now that I've got slobber all over it, if I try and go over the Zandri, it's just going to bleed in everywhere. So let's just pop you back on, let you dry. Tape! I want to tape something. Yeah, I think one of you will be done. I could just do the Terminator one, I guess. Do a 2mm. Should we do this one? Let's check it. It's dry. It's dry enough, maybe. If it pulls off, tell you what, let's give it a go. And if it pulls off the coat, it pulls off the coat. I need a pair of scissors. I find for doing little bits, maybe these will be alright. I don't actually use these for my toes. Maybe I should start using these for my toes. Maybe the curved end will be perfect for working on tape. So we just take that. This is the 2mm we're on. Okay, so it's not super effective at cutting. They're a bit blunt. Let's just put our tape over here. Well, it's just somewhere where you can see it really. I'll just put it over here. Bob. There we go. Right, let's start. Whoop. One. What I'm going to do with this one is I'm going to go for doing it speedy. I feel like this is my 5th one, and I feel like I'm at the point where these scissors are rubbish. I feel like I'm at the point where I can speed this up a little bit. So let's do number 2. I'm going to go for speed on this one. 2. There's a little bit of a gap between the two. If I could just push that down ever so slightly. No, I'm scratching the paint. Okay, just leave it. Next one. Zum, 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 zum. If I could get speedy with this, then we're in really. If it's a quick process. And 3. I think I'm already going a lot faster. These scissors, I won't use these again, they're rubbish, absolutely rubbish. Boop. 2 more. That's wildly out of position. I'm going to need to tweak that. I can live with that. 2 more. 2 more. It's the very edge. Ah, bugger. Stay stuck. Oh my god, these scissors are so bad. I'm never using those again. They are just rubbish. Way too blunt for this. On you go. That's not a good position. Okay, let's think about it. So, first one is on or off. Let's look at a fist and have a look. That one is on. So, that one is off. You come off. And then, where are my friggin' snips? I shouldn't be using my fingers for this. So that one's off. This one is off. This one here. There we go. And then, okay, so that bit will need tape. Let's grab this bit off. This bit will be taped. How am I supposed to do that? Where's my scalpel? Scalpel! I haven't used your stream. Here you are. Ah, shit. Let's try and use you to get you in. I don't know how it's going to adhere to such a small section. Am I just trying something that's just not possible? Hey, it's on. No way. It's not going to stay. But it only needs to stay long enough for the paint to go on. Let's take off for the neighbour and see if it stays. Oh, oh! It's still on. It's still on. Okay, let's paint it. It's still on. It's still on, guys. Abaddon Black. Abaddon. Where are you at? There you are. It's still on. I think this is going to work just fine. I'm definitely faster. I'm definitely faster, that's for sure. Okay. That's quite a lot of coverage I've done there, but I did too little last time, so I think this will be alright. So whilst it's still wet, just whip these off. Taking off the tape afterwards is so satisfying. And then this one, hey, it did it. It's not straight. It's got a bit of a curve to it, but is yellow poking through. I would say that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Beautiful. It's definitely tape. Hazard-Tripes are definitely with tape. That is the future. Hazard-Tripes with tape all the way. Tape and sponge, break them up. Let's just show you. I'll show you doing it with your hand painting it. Like, it's just so much better. They both have their charm, but this one looks better. This one you can see it's been hand painted on. You know, it's just better. Right, I think I'm going to lip to the loo, Schmitters. Make sure you finish that match by the time I get back or you're in trouble. Cup of tea. That would be a treat. I'm going to get a cup of tea. Be right back. I'm going to get some tea. Get some tea, Schmitty. Schmitty tea. Some Schmitten tea. Oh, my spine. Just waiting for the kettle to boil, Schmitz. Just enjoy the lazy Susan, or am I just on in the background? I have a feeling I'm on in the background. Hey, can I like my own live stream? No. Top fans, what's that? Ah, for the people who have... So Schmitz is number 2, and you've both got 75 XP. So why even... What is this XP thing? What is that? Send live chat messages, send super chats and super stickers, send a gift. Gets you XP, but what's the point of the XP? Is it just a case of being number 1? I guess it is. But, I mean, there's not... You don't need to do anything special. There's only been two people typing. Come on, Kettle. What can I do in the meantime? What should we do? Free mill tape? I think we can do free mill tape. Let's take out... I want to do some more taping. Let's do this one. With the free mill. I'll show you the free mill tape. If I know where the free mill tape is. It's here. Yeah, here's the free mill. So negligible difference between the two. Obviously, because it's 1 mil. Table, oh, you spooner. Let's mark it up. Let's mark up the free mill. You can see it's quite chunky. So it's going to be way less. I I should have got some scissors as well. Although the cutters are okay. I think my kettle just boiled. I'm going to go get my tea. I like that I can just go and get a cup of tea from a live stream. I like that it's like relaxed like that. It's a nice vibe. I like it. I like painting and streaming. There's something, I don't know what it is. There's something about it. It's quite nice. Boop. But I kind of want to be consistent with it. I want to do, I mean, obviously you're not going to be able to do every day, but I'd like to. So we're just going to go, where's the angle? Yeah, so it's just across like that. Boop. That's a massive piece of tape for what is essentially a very small bit. I'm going to see if I can trim this off, but these cutters, I think they will pull it. Yeah, they're really bad for, I should have grabbed a pair of scissors whilst I was out. Oh well, too late now. Whoop. Come on, speed is the key. I want to get good at this so I can hurry up and get faster. There's two. Yeah. Why does it feel like why am I trying to be sparing with the tape? I don't need to be sparing with the tape. That angle is different. It's not as pronounced. I'm not repositioning the tape. I'll just see how it looks. I'm not going to reposition. I'm going to go for it. It's definitely a different angle. It's more vertical than its predecessor. I'm just going to go for it anyway. Now it gets a little bit higgledy-piggledy down here. Towards the back it goes a bit weird, and it did with the other one, so I'm just going to accept that it's going to go a bit weird at the back. I can live with that. Okay, so off, on. Screw it, let's just do that. So, look, I've got a problem there. They've bunched over, so I need this one to stay down, but I need to pick up the one that's stuck on top. Okay, so there's a reason not to use massive lengths of tape. You come off, and then this one come off. Pair of tweezers would be good. These things suck. Right. It's going to be a different angle, but I don't think in the grand scheme of it, the arm could just be in a different position for all we know. I don't know why I'm shooting it down before I've actually just done it. So I reckon I just give it a go and see where we're at. Bit of black. I just ruined the sponge. I dipped my finger in the Dawn yellow, so I've just screwed that sponge royally. Another bit of sponge. Yeah, there's a bit of sponge. Okay, here we go. Maybe I've gone faster than my skill will allow on this one. See, it's only 2 stripes with the 3 mil. It's not enough stripes, that is for sure. Bugger. Alright, let's go with that. He looks alright. Oh, come on. Maybe long bits of tape is not the right way to go. It's fine. You wouldn't think that. You wouldn't think they're not the same guy. You would think that they're the same team, wouldn't you? Yeah, you wouldn't think twice. You wouldn't think twice looking at that. You wouldn't think twice at all. 18 more minutes. What can I do for 18 more minutes? Maybe 2 hours. Maybe trying to stick to 2 hours isn't the way to go. Maybe it's until I run out of painting steam. Maybe that's the way to go. Schmitters, that's what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to do that. I think that you can get overwhelmed with it. I think now that I found a lull, I'm not sure what to paint next. I think that's where we're going to call it. Yeah, I think that's it. I think when the energy goes, I think, well, perfect. We just both finished at the same time. We can chat. Like, I can stay. I think that streaming has to have a little bit of chin wag before my back starts telling me to stop. Let's end it there. Schmitters, thanks for hanging out with me, sort of. I liked having a chat. It was nice to hang out. I would be up for a game of Red Alert. God knows when we'd be able to do it. But in the meantime, if you want to have me on in the background, we can chat whilst you're playing. That would be nice. I like the idea of being someone's background. Well, it's not even background vid, is it? Because I'm here, sitting next to you, like a crappy Alexa. Oh, if it's just a mod for multiplayer, then that makes it accessible for everyone. So that's not so bad, is it? That's doable. Although, is it like when we tried to mod Minecraft and it was an absolute nightmare? That's the question. Is it going to be easy or not? I don't know. I'm going to go with it will be fine. Alright, I'm up for that. Alright, Schmiers, and the other person who was here, wait for it to tick down to 1. No, they're still here. I'm watching you. I'm going to go. I'll see you tomorrow, hopefully. If you see me streaming, the day's gone good. Alright, I'll see you later, guys. Bye. Love you.